guys. Welcome to Black Girl Order Podcast. I am your host, Anaya, and today I'm going to be discussing gaining confidence and being secure within yourself over time. Okay, so I can't say that my methods work for everyone, and I can't say that I'm fully confident with myself and I'm fully, completely secure with everything I have going on. I'm still working on it, but I can say that I am able to speak on what I went through and all that good stuff, okay? And for one, do you notice the lighting? For those who can see me physically, the lighting is popping, okay? If you haven't noticed, it's popping. But today is a gloomy day outside. It's super rainy, and it just it's giving me tired vibes. It's just serving tired, gloomy. And we are up today. We're up today, okay? I'm not gonna let this weather get me down because we're up. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Jana Jules. That is Jhana Jules, okay? That is if you want to support a Black owned business, also made by a Black woman. Jewelry is not expensive at all, completely affordable and very beautiful. Go to janajules.com, or the handle is Jana Jules on Instagram at Jana Jules. Like I spelled it, Jhana Jules. If you can see me physically, I'll put it on the bottom. But yeah, okay, so let's quit all the fuzzy stuff. It's been 2 minutes, and let's go ahead and get started with the video. Okay, so like I said, I can't really say that I have completely gained confidence within myself, or I can say that I have accepted myself and I am somewhat secure with the things I have going on in my body, as well as my just physical features, internal features, external features, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So the first thing I want to discuss is growing up as a child and how it shaped me into the person I am today. Okay, so I can say I was born in California and I came to Georgia when I can't even remember. Y'all, I cannot remember when I came to Georgia. That's how long I've been here. And so I guess the biggest culture shock for me was going to an all-Black school. Because with all-Black schools, you're around people, you're surrounded by people who look exactly like you. So it's easy to find your place. But at the same time, people will definitely pick on you, find little things about yourself to pick on you, because, even though you go to an all-Black school, it's you still have to face the effects of slavery and racism, because, they pick on you when you're not as close to white as you should be, okay? Or when you don't reach the beauty standard at all. Okay, so one of my biggest insecurities growing up was my height and my feet, because I am very tall with big feet. So that was one of the things. I used to try to get shoes that were too small for me, and I used to have to cuff my pants at the bottom so they don't look like high water, so they look like capris. But I guess that's really shaped me into the person I am today. I still do stuff like that, because you will not catch me walking around wearing high waters. No one will. That's just that's so tacky and ratchet, girl. Nah. But yeah, so that was one of my insecurities. And then, things that you were insecure about as a child, that people used to pick on you for, were things that you would have never thought was wrong with yourself. One thing, when I was in middle school, I used to get picked on a lot for my lips, especially in the 8th grade. I went to 2 middle schools. So at my first middle school, nobody really picked on me for my lips or nothing like that. It was more for my body, because I was super skinny, and I still am kind of slim now, but I got a little weight on me. But yeah, so I used to get picked on because I didn't have, big enough boobs and a big enough butt, and I used to want bigger hips and thighs, and I used to want to be shorter and just be like the rest of the girls who was considered pretty, you know what I mean? And so I used to get picked on. People used to call me transgender, and but before I say before anyone comes to me, there is nothing wrong with being transgender at all. But people used to call me transgender as an insult, as if I used to be a man. And so that was very hurtful to my character, and it put a toll on my self-love, because I'm like, well, I look like a boy. That's what people are telling me. So with that being said, like, I've done things where I've projected my insecurities onto others, which I highly do not recommend. -5 stars. Okay, very unhealthy, very toxic. Okay, very poisonous, very detrimental, very, but projecting my insecurities onto others basically meaning putting down people who had probably like the opposite of what I have, you know what I mean? Or just gaining a superiority complex because trying to force myself into thinking that I'm beautiful, but in a very toxic way. So, a few of my insecurities now, I can say probably my hip dips, because, and as stupid as it sounds, like, I see a lot of models and stuff, and they don't have the hip dips that I have. Like, even if they do have the hip dips, it just doesn't look like mine. It doesn't have the purple stretch marks, and it's not fat and jiggly like mine. And like, I'm at the point where I'm starting to accept my body for the way it is, but then sometimes I'm looking at it and I'm like, dysmorphia? Because I don't like this. Like, please, new body me, Kylie Jenner me, like, oh, not Kylie Jenner, but Megan Thee Stallion me, please, child, please. But no, for real, like, right now, I can't say my height is a big insecurity for me now, because I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to love my height. Tall women are beautiful, tall women are goddesses, and it took me so long to realize this. And I'm gotten also to a point where I don't need to date a man super taller than me, or I don't mind if he's shorter than me. He doesn't have to be 6'3". I am 5'11". He does not have to be 6'3" to be my boo. I don't care if he's 5'6", like, boy, come here. But no, right now, I am very happy with my boyfriend. So, overcoming these insecurities, it took me a while. I've done things where I projected my insecurities onto others that wasn't toxic for them, but was more toxic for me, where I have, played into their tricks and, like, just really let myself kind of go, like, not being myself, or disguising myself in order to make people accept me for me, or love me more than I love myself. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that I've done that I can't say that I'm proud of at all, and in the long run I've paid for those things with karma. And so, I mean, at some point it's just like, you get to a point where this isn't making me happy, or you're realizing, like, I still hate myself. Like, they're telling me that I'm beautiful, but I just don't believe it. Or why am I doing this? They're not seeing me the way I want them to see me. Okay, I'm not getting noticed the way I want to be noticed. And that's the problem. So, once I've gotten to that realization, I learned to start respecting myself and my body, and, learning that, I don't need anyone else's approval to make me feel better about myself. No one else's validation other than myself, because my validation is the most important validation to me. And so it took me a minute to realize that, and you know what? I had some very humbling experiences dealing with a superiority complex, dealing with all of that good stuff that has brought me down to my level, just so I can level back up and get better. You know what I mean? So it's all about self-acceptance, and that's really all, because you have to accept yourself before you start loving yourself. And even though I still have all these insecurities when it comes to my hip dips and maybe my little pudge belly, I've come to accept it. I'm not planning on changing anything about myself. I'm not planning on putting in that money to change it. I might put in the time to work out to get rid of the pudge belly, maybe, if I want to. But if my pudge belly happens to get bigger, I just have to accept it and learn to love it. And that has been my strategy, not caring what others think about me. Because in the long run, it's like no one really cares what you're doing. Like, it's not affecting them, so they're not going to actually care. That's what I've come to learn. And if I don't care that anyone's watching me, then I just do what I want. Like when it comes to the things I wear, the decisions I make, or, the way I want to dress, the things I want to post, I do what I want. I post what I want. I wear what I want. And I even might say what I want to others that I feel like is appropriate, but I'm not afraid to speak my mind at all. And so, really, yes, that's all to it, kind of. I really wanted to come and talk to people, talk about it, because I know that a lot of teenagers my age go through a lot of body dysmorphia, insecurities, self-hatred, depression, and stuff like that. And I can't say that I am not depressed at all. It comes and goes depending on, the weather, kind of. So it's like, I just want to say, to anybody who's listening, your body is beautiful, it's lovely, okay? Once you stop caring what others think about you, then you can start caring about yourself. Stop putting other people's opinions before your own opinions, and then boom, self-confidence. It just builds up, it builds up, it builds up. And I can't say I'm all the way there yet, because I don't even know myself. I'm only 16, baby, but it's almost there. It's almost there. We're close. We're really close. And that is all, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all so much for watching, if you are watching, okay?